Good afternoon, Jason Phillips from Appraise. We're going to take a quick ride in a glass body 1933 Ford Roadster replica car, Factory 5 build. I got it up on ramps, as you can see, so we'll get under it first and see what we got. The car's sporting a little over 1,000 miles. It's not showing much wear. According to the build information, the car has some donor parts off a 1990s Fox body Cobra SVT. It's got a 4.6 Cobra motor in it. Engine runs nicely. The suspension, tubular adjustable control arms are in really good shape. Aftermarket disc brake setup. I've been up here a couple hours on ramps, no leaks noted. Frame's painted gloss black. Channeled nicely and fits the body real nice. Nice clean setup. All the wiring looks tidy. No jacking damage down here. No leaks at the rear main. T5 Tremec installed. A little bit of a grease buildup, as you can see on that, but nothing too horrific. A stainless exhaust system and powder coated drop pipes and ceramic coated Ford style manifolds are in really good shape. That could all be ceramic coated, hard to tell. O2 sensors are plugged into those drops. System's done nicely and routed nicely through the frame, if you can see. Still photos for the prospective out-of-state buyer we took. I shouldn't say we, I should say I, because I took them. A little bit of a scrape here coming in on the nose where this body fits this grill. Else the grill is in very nice shape. A few small nicks and chips throughout the body. I'm going to head back to underneath the back side of the car and show you under the hood so I can get the hood pinned down. Don't like having the hood loose in all this wind. Are we on? Are we rolling? We are. Exhaust system is very nice. You can see the sheet metal under the car is very, very clean. Everything could stand a little light dusting and cleaning up, but no major issues seen there. Over 100, 150 still photos will be supplied to the potential buyer. Jason from Appraise. If you need inspection service, 800-301-3886. There's my commercial. That is like a Lincoln disc brake rear end setup with the 4-link adjustable. Here's a better shot of it with a chrome cover in the back. Horizontal track bar. Everything's real clean and real nice. Coil-over shocks painted to match the body. No leaking seen back here, nothing unusual noted. The chrome tips are in really nice shape. Here's our backup camera. The license plate light does not appear to be hooked up. I'm not sure why. Probably nobody got to it yet. 20-inch tires in the back. Before we step up, the calipers and rotors are all super clean. 20-inch performance tires. 20-inch wheels in the rear, 17s in the front. They got a really nice fat stance to them. The car looks great. Underneath the hood, little 4.6 jammed in there. Oil's nice and clean and full. Antifreeze is green and right up to par. I popped the cap and spilled it a little bit. That was my doing. Back side of the hood is treated with a black textured paint, trimmed out. The red edge can be seen. No obvious contact issues are being made with the firewall. Looks like it's designed well, fitted well. Fuel pressure gauge over there on the firewall. Michigan assembled VIN is mounted on sticker form, and then we have a VIN Factory 5 plate mounted on the firewall. No active leaks. You can see the coating on the exhaust manifolds. Maybe you can see it. Electric fan. The typical stuff you see, nothing too unusual here. Everything's in nice shape. A little bit of contact chippage that you would expect on a glass car. Here, let me point out a few other paint and body issues. The hood closes down nicely. It tips down and then slides forward and latches. Up here in the body, it's difficult to tell, but in the prep of the body work, there's a little shrinkage line that goes through here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. It's not earth-shattering, but it's present. And a few little pock marks in the fiberglass somewhere right in here that were below the surface of the paint. And again, difficult to see. These might be a little bit picky for the average guy to above average guy is going to say this is a beautiful car with beautiful paint. You can see the reflective quality is nice. You can see my shoes in it. A couple little ball pen ink point size, nicks or chips noted in the exploded view. There's really no big chips or chunks. Are we rolling? We are rolling. Here's the exploded view that was done for the purposes of the buyer to still frame, you can freeze frame this and see what we've got for nicks, chips, or scratches that I noted during the inspection. 1/4 inch and under, 1/8 inch and under, pinhead size I call them. And everything is very small, pretty insignificant. There's one small little 1/2 inch chip in the fiberglass there, little contact chip. I'll show the prospective buyer here in a minute, but there you go. Last chance to freeze on that. Bear in mind there's always a few more chips sometimes than what I'm able to find out or discover in 2.5, 3 hours of studying a car, but the majority of them are covered. There's a little crack slash chip that could be touched up on top of the door there. And again, everything else is pretty insignificant, hard to even re-find them. Down here we got a little chip chunk, am I pointing at that? Touch up right here, and then a little touch up right there. Quick swat underneath the vehicle from this side. Nothing unusual. A couple small little paint chips there. Side panels fit nicely. Doors seem to fit pretty nice. Suicide style. The electric door poppers work with power to them. The battery was run down, so I was unable to, I threw the battery box on the back of the car. We'll use that to get her fired up. The battery was a little weak. It might need a replacement battery. Nice pleather style vinyl seat cover. Feels really good, nice and soft, and they're very comfortable. Carpet kit's in nice shape, nothing to report there. Shifter boot, shoulder style restraints are in nice shape. And other than a few little smudge marks that probably would clean up in the seat there, again, really nothing to report. On the inside of the car, vintage air controls, backup camera screen, odometer gauges, carbon fiber switches, factory 5 billet stereo, steering wheel with tilt column, billet pedal covers. There's a small touch-up chip right here, little mark right there. Again, nothing too earth-shattering. Here's a look at our trunk components. The gas billet fill is right here. If there's a little rattle on the test drive, that might be it, by the way. That might need to be siliconed in place. All updated wiring and relays in really nice shape. Rear mount batteries secured nicely. Carpet kit's in nice shape. Nothing really to report back here. Trunk popper works as it should from the remote switch down by the left ankle. Back side of the deck lid's in nice shape. No major contact chips, one little one right here. That might clean up. Alright, there we go. Prop rod. fired up. We're charging 80 plus pounds of oil pressure. There's our camera. I don't know if you can see that or not. Kind of hard to see. Air conditioning is definitely going to draw. We'll see what that does in a couple minutes. Power windows roll up as they should. Not what we would call a direct fit here, but nice place to ventilate your cigarette, I guess, if you're a smoker. Alright, let's get it down off the ramps, take it for a run. This one's going to be tough to drive and shift, but I'm going to do my best to make it happen here. Residential, industrial kind of, not residential, but like an industrial drive, 25 miles an hour here, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to unwind the car. I'm going to try to go through all 5 gears here if I get around the corner on my comeback. Clutch feels real nice. The air conditioning's blowing super cold. I'm going to turn it off actually because kind of a brisk day today, and I don't have a jacket on. Gas tank shows to be working. Oil pressure's holding up nice at 50 pounds. We're up to about 180 operating temperature. I'm going to let that run when we get back, and we'll see what we can make of it. The brake lights and turn signals all appear to function. All 5 gears. Alright, we'll jump on it one quick time. Car seems to run really well. Not making too much sense out of our backup camera. Got a little bit of blinking that's going on. Oh, there we go. Hard to see it, but it's working. A little bit staticky. But I'm guessing if you're driving a bright red 33 Ford, you're not worried about where you've been, or worried about where you're going. Jason Phillips from Appraise. I'm going to wrap up a pre-purchase inspection for an out-of-state buyer on a 1933 Ford little Roadster, glass body, factory 5 car, Michigan assembled, title is 2015. The car seems to be a pretty fresh build, fairly comprehensive. Minor flaws in the terms of contamination or factory style contaminations or abnormalities in the body slash paint, but nothing very detracting. Trim's in nice shape, wheels and tires in nice shape, engine seems to run good, tranny shifts out good, options appear to be working. Car's running nice and cool. We're at about 190. I'm going to pause the camera one more time and let it warm for another 5 or 10 minutes and see what we get. Not sure what our Our switches are, this steering switch is engaging. Maybe an active suspension option added to it. I didn't see it on the build sheet of the car. This is our fuel pump, and when I flip that off, it definitely kills the fuel pump power. And then we have an additional fan. Why don't we kick that fan on right now and see if we get some additional cooling capacity to that aluminum radiator. We'll pull up and go out through across the body one more time. Let the car run a little longer. I just pulled it back inside the building, and we're still probably at 195, 200 on the temp gauge. I think we're in good shape. I did earlier, the power lock feature does work on the car. That's our rear backup camera, fires it on and off. And I was told by the seller that this windshield actually pops off, and there's a full fitted glass top that these windows fit nicely to. Glad to hear that, although nobody really puts it on much. It does come with the car. Car's showing 1,030 miles, 1,035, 1030. So right around 1,000 miles on the build of the car. One other note, these door locks are fired electronically, and the driver's door lock slash latch might require some adjustment. It appears that this one is flipping like it should, where this one, the actuator's moving, but it's not moving fully, so the actuator's probably weak on this lock, and I would imagine it needs to be changed. One more last look at the car inside the building before we go look at the removable top. It's a good looking car. Fun little car to cruising down the road, I would bet. I don't think any major flaws that one might get upset about. It's definitely a car with some low-hanging fruit, so you're bound to get a little contact chippage and damage. And certainly with those that fenderless appearance, you're certainly going to get a few stone nicks and chips here and there. Par for the course. Here's a shot of the top that comes with the vehicle. It doesn't look like it's really seen any use, probably more of an annoyance to haul it around. One small little pinhead sized nick there. Glass is in good shape. I guess it has been used because there's a little nick right there too. A couple little stone chips. Nothing else too alarming. Pretty substantial little top. Be easier with a two-handed, two-man operation. But one guy carried it out. Looks like somebody recently waxed this. You can see kind of that needs to be rubbed a little bit. A few spots in the car could stand to be detailed and polished up with a little bit of Meguiar's final finish, but it looks pretty good overall. Well, and there we have it. That's a wrap. 1933 Ford with a 2015 assembled title. Pre-purchase inspection done for out-of-state client. Have a great day. If you need service, again, give us a call, 800-301-3886.